Hello crafty friends, I'm Lien from Studio Kato and I'm so glad you're joining me again today. Today I'm sharing a clean and simple Christmas card for my Merry Monday series here on YouTube. I've been making a Christmas card every Monday for a while now in the lead up to Christmas, so I will keep doing this until Christmas. Now I'm starting off with an A2 size panel of Canson Montval 200 GSM watercolor cardstock. I am not going to be doing any watercoloring on this piece, but I will add some pieces of watercolored images, and those always have a white edge around them, the way I fussy cut them out, so I like that white to match my card. I masked off a whole lot of that piece with purple tape. You could probably use something else. A piece of paper would probably work as well, but I like the convenience of the purple tape, and I'm using the same tape as well, folded in half to attach it to the door of my Misti, so I can stamp the MFD rippled background stamp on that tiny piece that is not masked off. I'm stamping that in Versamark ink after prepping my cardstock with an anti-static powder tool. I don't always show this, but most of the time I do remember to do this. I am stamping it twice to make it nice, and I will emboss this with Gold Rich Pale Embossing Powder by Wow. And I leave that masking tape in place until after I've heat set the embossing powder. If I pulled it off before adding the embossing powder, it would have stuck everywhere because the tape does leave a little bit of a sticky residue. And if I'd pulled it off right after, but before heat setting, I would have likely messed it up. Now I also stamped one image from the Winter Songbird stamp set, also by My Favorite Things, in Versafine Onyx black ink onto some Canson Montval 200 GSM watercolor cardstock. I clear heat embossed this as well with Wow Clear Gloss Superfine Embossing Powder, and now I'm just watercoloring this in. I'm not doing anything fancy, I'm just watercoloring like normal. I'm not even adding much shading to this at all. I'll also add a couple of additional images to my card here, but these are images that I've left over from previous projects. They are from the same stamp set, the Winter Songbird stamp set, but I've watercolored them before and I'm not doing it again just for the video because, again, the watercoloring is nothing fancy on this card. Now I'll set that image aside to dry once I'm done painting it while I work on the rest of my card, and then I can fussy cut this out before I put it on my card. Apart from my images, I wanted this card to be basically one layer, so I am stamping the sentiment directly on my card, and that is have a jolly holly season, also from the same Winter Songbird stamp set, and I'm stamping that in Versafine Onyx black and clear, heat embossing this as well. Then I can adhere this panel onto a top folding white note card, and I didn't realize that when I was adding the glue I was off screen. So I used the Barely Art Precision Craft glue to glue this down, and it's, again, nothing fancy. This is a really simple card, but I really like that for a classy Christmas look. To make the images stand out nicely and to give this card just a little bit more, I am adding the largest pieces on with some foam tape, and the two additional smaller branches that I'm using I am just gluing down underneath those. But I am only adding glue to the base of the branches, so they will flare up at the end and have a little bit of dimension as well. Now the reason why I'm struggling to add that bird is because I added too much foam tape to the back of it, so it wouldn't fit between those leaves that are sticking up. I'm using some Nuvo drops as embellishments, and I'm adding those to the little berries that are part of the branch images, but then after a lot of doubting, as you can see here, I do add a couple around the images as well. I find it still really difficult to add embellishments to clean and simple designs because there's so much opportunity to ruin it, and I just don't like taking risks like that, but I did it today. Now for the matching envelope, I am choosing a really warm deep red that would match the berries. And who doesn't love a gorgeous red envelope in the mail around Christmas? I'm folding that with my We Are Memory Keepers 123 punch board, and then I adhered it together. Now to add a design on the back, I am mimicking those rippled background stripes from the stamp that I used before, but I'm just drawing them on with a Posca paint marker. This is a gold marker and it doesn't match the gold embossing powder on my card, but that doesn't really matter. And this was a lot quicker to do than to again mask off some of that stamp to add a couple of lines. Now, I've recently discovered the joy of also decorating the inside of the envelope, and I'm doing that with the same bird stamp that I've used on the card. I am stamping that just using an acrylic block because it's a really easy image to stamp. It's quite small, so it stamps out nicely, and I'm stamping that in Versamark ink, and I will also emboss this with the Gold Rich Pale Embossing Powder. And that's it for my card and envelope. I will just adhere this one together because apparently I didn't do that before. I could have sworn I did, but yeah, okay, now it's done. I really like that bird on the inside and I really like the card. I love using my background stamps just for a small portion of the card because it stretches my supplies a little bit. I hope you like this clean and simple Christmas card as much as I do. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up on this video and leave your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to read them. I've also recently updated my channel a little bit to be better organized. You can click on my username below the video to visit my channel page, and that will give you the updated version with a lot of playlists organized by theme or method, and it's a really great page to visit if you want to see more of my videos and to discover some more techniques. Of course, you can also subscribe to my channel, and if you click that bell button next to the subscribe button, you will also be notified every time I post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.